Okay, guys, I've tried to record this 3 times now, so please send me vibes. Obviously, if you're watching this, it worked, but I'm fucking dedicated, and technology issues are not a reason to not show up. So here I am, number 3, take 3, let's go. Today's topic is about a quote that I saw this morning that has actually shown up throughout my day many, many times. And that is, be your highest self and start showing up as her or him or them. And the more I do this work, the more I see opportunities to practice, or I get tested on these lessons that I'm learning. And it's kind of crazy to me, the synchronicity that line up. And today was no exception. So I saw this quote, be your highest self and start showing up as her. And then a couple hours later, after I woke up, I had an opportunity to practice this. And basically, my husband and I were having an argument about priorities. And I could feel these like alarm bells, coming up for me. So my confidence coach, Erika Cramer, would call them red flags. And there's just, my stomach's just telling me like something's not right. I'm about to do some things that I'm not going to be proud of. And that's my intuition speaking. My intuition's saying like, hey, anger is happening. We need to do something. And so I went upstairs and I took about 10 minutes to cool down because I was just starting to get really angry. And how I used to handle that situation was I would get like really pissed off, and I would just spew all this nasty stuff on a Matt, and he would return the favor, and it was this major like reactionary, angry, ugly situation. And I didn't want that to happen. There's another quote my therapist says to me to respond and not react, and that has in and of itself totally changed my life. And so I felt the urge to react, left the room. I came back and I was still feeling like really resistant. And in that moment, I really wanted to be right. And I think we can all relate to that a little bit, especially when it comes to something like cleaning the house, which is what we had been discussing, priorities around cleaning the house. And I have been doing, one of the things I've been doing is going through this book called Loving What Is. We go through it together in the sisterhood. And and I was sitting down thinking about how badly I didn't want to do Byron Katie. She has this process of, it's called The Work, and it's like this 4-step process of how to change, like question your beliefs, when something doesn't feel good, and really any belief that you have. So I'm sitting there thinking about how I don't want to Byron Katie this. So I grab my journal and I go outside and I'm literally journaling. I'm literally journaling about how badly I don't want to Byron Katie this and I don't want to do the work. And I almost unconsciously, I start doing the work anyway. And I was actually even frustrated with myself because I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Like, I want to be right. And Byron Katie has this beautiful quote that says, you can be right or you can be free. And my highest self knew that I needed to be free. I did not need to be right. And so I'm journaling and, I ended up writing a letter to myself from my future self. So I was basically just channeling my future self and what she would say to me today, looking on this situation and some other, work and stuff that I'm doing right now, my priorities right now, right? Like, and the pressure I put on myself. And yeah, there's a lot there, but it was just a beautiful representation of this concept of be your highest self and start showing up as her. And I had this experience 2 nights ago of living my 17-year-old self and my 27-year-old self at the same time. And it was literally timelines collapsing, kind of like movie shit, right? Like I was in both places at one time. I don't know a better way to explain it besides that. And I am now, today, 2020, who I wanted to be when I was 17. And like hearing that come out of my mouth, it's crazy. crazy. Like, it's crazy, but it's so cool at the same time because I've been able to turn my life complete 360 and it continues to tumble, you know, into this like beautiful, beautiful journey that I've been on. And I've been able to turn these moments, and there's many, many more examples of these moments with myself in my like my internal dialogue, for instance. I've been able to turn that from who I called my inner mean girl into like my internal voice is actually really pretty cool now, and she likes to compliment me and tell me I'm doing a good job. And I'm also way more in touch with my intuition, whereas before I couldn't even hear my intuition unless it was something like really big, like when I gave birth. Like that's, you know, one of the only times I remember, even in the last several years, that I even heard my true inner voice. And so I've been able to turn these real shit experiences into something like super, super beautiful by making a different choice and by doing what my healers tell me to do, and by showing up, you know. Those are the ways that I've been able to, that I've just been able to stay on this journey. And I can't believe that that I can sit here today and I can say like I am my highest self that I envisioned as a 17-year-old. And really I've only been doing this work for like 6 or 7 months. And so, you know, the years before that, all those years that I spent, I definitely had some experiences that made me who I am today. And I'm really learning to be grateful for those. But I didn't have any of like the skills or tools or know-how. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so big on sharing, is it's not only healing for me, but I also want people to know that like there is a way to do that, and it doesn't have to just be a dream. I used to sit on my porch for hours and write out all my like ideals, you know, all the things that I wanted and that I thought would just be magical in my life. And I never really believed that I could get there. And I'm there. Here I am. And so writing that letter to my future self and like changing this argument with Matt into a moment where we could understand each other. And we really saw each other and we were able to ask for what we wanted and express ourselves. And I think just a lot of people could relate to that example. And I just want you to know that there's a way you can do that with everything, every part of your life. You know, if you don't feel good about work, if you don't feel good about your parenting, if you don't feel good about your relationship with your mom, or, you know, like whatever it is, there's a way that you can be your highest self and start showing up as her. It's really difficult to do sometimes, and especially in the beginning, and you have to break those habits, and you have to take that pause. You know, like today I had to take that pause before I spewed all that ugliness out on my husband, and really go inside myself and be like, okay, what's happening for you right now? What's happening for me right now? What's happening in my heart? What's happening in my mind? What's happening in my body? What are my bodily responses? You know, like I was sweating, and getting to know my body has been an integral part of this, because I can hear my intuition better, and I just feel my body responding, and I know my bodily response now. And that's pretty much all thanks to my teacher, Angel Pheonix. She's my doula teacher, and I'll link her stuff below because she is amazing. She's really taught me how to do that, how to listen to my body. And then my confidence coach, I got to give her a shout out. Her name's Erika Cramer, and I'm going to talk about these two all the time. So you're going to get probably tired of hearing their names, but they've been absolutely integral to my healing process. And Erika runs, she's the Queen of Confidence on Instagram, and she runs the Online Global Sisterhood, which is a confidence coaching women's support program that I'm a part of. And it's been a major reason why I've been able to go from just hating myself, hating my life, feeling really terrible all of the time, to now today when I literally just told you that like I am my highest self right now and how crazy that is. And I wouldn't have been able to do that, I don't think, without her support and guidance. So I got to give her a shout out. She has a free podcast called The Confidence Chronicles. And right now, with everybody at home, like, no excuses, go listen to that shit. She has a couple of episodes about the coronavirus and how to manage your mind during this time. And, I think for a lot of people right now, their vision of their highest self seems so far away, or it seems really different now. And that's okay. And that's okay. And it's okay to not know how to do, what you envision. And it's okay to just stay in the moment and get through what you need to get through today. I just really want people to know that that you can get there. Just be your highest self and start showing up. Start showing up as you. And if I could encourage you to do anything, it would be to take one small step. Take one small step today to do something that feels good, that feels aligned, that feels like something your higher self would do. So I think that's all I have to say today. I'm just like really hoping and praying that this recorded, because I feel like I'm losing focus every time that I talk about it. But I love you guys. And as always, you can reach out to me. I'll put all my info below. Still working on my website, still working on my offerings. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I love you guys.